Gently, these goods I wonder if they are damaged. Boy, that was so easy.
That's how we like it.
Did you see the game?
Soccer game?
Yeah.
How many times do I have to tell you? I hate soccer.
I was thinking soccer might grow on you.
Never.
Ah! Dear good God, forgive me. This surely cannot be. Oh my God! My TV! My stereo! Even my fridge! All gone! Galia! Galia! We've been robbed! Galia! We've been robbed!
Oh, it's Chief Job. Chief, we're on our way to Banjul.
Delio, I want you and Morris to take a detour to Koto. You have a pen? Take down this name and address. Mrs. Njar, 15 Jungungba Street, Koto West. Right.
Mrs. Njai? Kotu?
This is the 8th such robbery in 5 weeks. Mrs. Njai is a personal friend to my mother. I'd attend myself, but I've got reports due.
It's a robbery over at Kotu.
A robbery at Kotu?
Yes, of course, it has full playback facilities and it can be programmed 1 month in advance. So you don't have to miss your favorite show. And it can all be done from the remote control. You don't even have to get up out of your chair.
Okay, I'll take it.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, good luck.
Bye.
Bye. It's getting more and more difficult to sell goods these days, Ibrahima.
Competition is stiff, Mr. Sir.
It is indeed. It gets harder and harder.
Competition is very stiff, especially from those second-hand shops, Mr. Sir.
They are of no help to our business at all.
Galia!
Forgive me, Mom.
You're supposed to be my watchman. You're supposed to be my watchman. You're supposed to be my watchman.
Forgive me, Mom.
Galia, you're supposed to be my watchman.
Please, Mrs. Njai, forgive me.
Don't please me. My stereo, radio, fridge, brand new TV and video have all been stolen because of you.
Forgive me, Mrs. Njai.
I am going to give you the sack, Dahlia. But not until I have given you a good beating.
Forgive me. Ouch!
Perhaps that will keep you to stay awake during your watch.
Ouch! Forgive me, Ma. Ouch!
Give me one reason why I should forgive you, Dahlia. For all I know, you are an accomplice to the robbers.
She could have a point there.
Forgive me, Ma. Ouch! 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 Please forgive me.
And who in the Lord's good name are you?
Detective Delia Law.
And Detective Morris Justice.
Banjul Cops at your service.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Banjul Cops, you can start by arresting that idiot.
Who is he?
Let me give you a clue. I feed him each night. I paid him $500 a month. And every evening, he fall asleep in my compound. And every morning, I have to wake him up.
He's your watchman? Well, watchman, you need to remain in the compound whilst we take note of what has been stolen from Mrs. Njai.
Don't worry, detective. He won't go anywhere. He has nowhere to go.
Can we take a look in the house, Mrs. Njai?
Be my guest.
Mrs. Njai, have you touched anything?
Only the stick to beat the watchman with, my dear. Only the stick.
Grandma, when will Dad be back? He promised we'll go out today.
It's still early, Joseph. Your father has only just gone to work.
But he said we'll go out today because it's special.
Maurice knows that. He will never forget his son's birthday.
Yeah.
One Sony Color TV, a JVC video recorder and a Hitachi stereo, one Bush food blender and a kettle, a Hoover washing machine and a Kelvinator fridge freezer.
That's right. And it's all brand new.
They didn't take anything else.
Not as far as I can see. They didn't take any of my prized silverware or any of my valuable ornaments.
I can't believe they took your washing machine and your fridge.
With all its food contents too.
How did they manage to take everything in the middle of the night without making any noise or waking anybody up?
We're here to find that out, Morris.
I put on earmuffs at night, so I don't have to listen to those loud-mouthed cockatoos in the morning. I'm the only one in this house that's supposed to sleep at night anyway.
Watchman, what's your name?
Galia. Galia, do you realize you're the prime suspect here? Mrs. Njai has had a large amount of her property stolen right underneath your nose. You're supposed to be Mrs. Njai's security.
He says he didn't hear or see anything.
Galia?
It's true, I didn't hear or see anything. I was fast asleep.
That's just too convenient for an excuse.
But it's the truth.
You can tell us more truth at the station. And then you can give us the names of your friends that help you to clean Mrs. Njai's house out.
Ma, I'm very disappointed in you, Galia. Especially with all what I've done for you. This is how you repay me?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Njai.
This must be very distressing for you, Mrs. Njai.
How am I going to sleep in this house now?
A friend of mine runs a private security firm. He could fix you up with a temporary guard until you find a replacement.
Okay.
We'll be in touch as soon as we hear anything.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll get your stuff back, Mrs. Njai.
This fridge freezer is almost new, and we're doing a deal whereby you get the contents included.
That's silly.
Not so. This fridge comes with egg, milk, butter, and bread, everyday essentials.
How much?
This fridge is brand new, sell at 20,000, but I'll give you half the price.
10,000. I'll give you 8,000 and not a bit more.
9,000 and you can have the eggs.
I don't like eggs.
8,500?
500 for eggs? You must be crazy.
Okay, 8,000 it is.
Full address, madam.
355 Latikunda Way, KSMD.
We can have your washing machine and the rest of your goods delivered today.
Excellent.
But not until the evening at 7:30. Is that okay?
I suppose.
Here is your copy.
Thank you.
Will you be around, or your maid, or your watchman?
Watchman, they are a waste of money. They always fall asleep.
Indeed. Well, tonight at 7:30 then.
Thank you.
How many of you did it take to carry the fridge?
I don't know.
At least 2?
Yes, at least.
What about the washing machine?
I don't know.
At least 2 again?
I guess.
No guessing allowed. Tell us where you took Mrs. Njai's good. We want to know now.
I don't know.
You just told me how many of you it took to carry the fridge. So you should know where you took it to.
You got to believe me.
I don't have to believe anything.
But I can't lie.
You are lying right now.
Have you got a confession yet?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of? Get a confession and get him to take you to the goods.
He won't confess.
We'll beat it out of him.
I don't think that will work, Chief.
What are you trying to suggest? Because I've just come off the phone to a very upset Mrs. Njai, and from what I hear, that white man is our man.
We've had him in there for an hour, and to be honest, I don't think this guy could steal milk from a cow.
But he's the white man. He must be in on it.
That's what I think.
Well, what are we waiting for? I didn't realize that you guys still need lessons on interrogating suspects. Give me 20 minutes with him, and our man will be taking us to collect Mrs. Njai's goods.
He'll be here soon. He should be here by now. He's probably running late. Late on your birthday? It's worth the wait. I think your grandma has taken your dad's place.
What?
Let me get this straight now. The last thing you remember is Mrs. Njai waking you with a conch on your head with a broomstick.
That's right.
Why didn't you tell Mrs. Njai there and then where you put her things?
Because I don't know where they are.
Look, Galia, we either have this the hard way or the easy way. It's up to you.
I want the easy way.
So where are the goods?
You've got to believe me, I don't know where they are.
Who do you work with?
I don't work with nobody except Mrs. Njai.
Well, that's not strictly true, now is it, Galia?
Mom?
Mrs. Njai fired you on the spot this morning.
Okay, I've had enough of this, Galia. This is your last chance. Tell me where you and your friends stashed Mrs. Njai's stuff. If you confess now, I'll see that you get a lighter sentence. If you don't, I'll see to it personally that you spend a long time behind bars.
You want it to go?
At last, you're talking to me. Of course, I want the truth.
Good. I didn't go Mrs. Njai and I don't know where the goods are.
Look here, if you don't mind, I'll show this bottle.
I won't confess to something I didn't do.
What is the time? I'm supposed to be entertaining tonight.
10:30. I promised Joseph I would be home early. It's his birthday today.
Okay, so you want me to continue?
This guy is one of the toughest breakables I've ever come across.
He's not breaking, Chief.
He was supposed to spill hours ago.
He will spill.
Has it occurred to you that he might be telling the truth?
Don't be stupid, Delia. This guy claims to have slept through an elephant stampede in the middle of the night. They did not just take small, light electrical goods. They took a fridge freezer, a washing machine. Hello. Not what I call light electrical goods shopping. Someone tell me what's going on here. I got to go now. We'll wrap this up in the morning. You take the guy down the cell for the night.
Delia, would you mind taking him down to the cell? I've got to get back to Joseph. I'll see you in the morning.
He's fast asleep.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me. I didn't celebrate my 10th birthday.
I got him this.
He wants time with his father, not just presents at night.
I was planning to play football with him on the beach.
They did not just take small, light electrical goods. They did not just take small. They took a fridge freezer, a washing machine. They took a fridge freezer, a washing machine. What I call light electrical goods.
Galia, you're a watchman. It's only 11 o'clock. You're supposed to be wide awake.
I get tired at night, especially when I'm working with Mrs. Njai's.
How long did you work for Mrs. Njai?
Ages, at least 10 years. Mrs. Njai was kind to me. She took me in when my mother died. My mother had a food store and Mrs. Njai was our best customer.
Why didn't you take over the store?
My mother's business partner wouldn't let me.
And what about the rest of your family?
I don't have any family. My mother and I fled the Ivory Coast when the rebels attacked our village and killed my father. We are refugees.
I'm sorry about your mom and dad.
I'm over it now.
You never get over losing your parents.
It's hard.
Galia, you didn't steal from Mrs. Njai, did you?
I won't. It would be like stealing from my own mother.
I noticed you had another late delivery yesterday evening, Ibrahima.
Oh yes, the customer.
Mrs. Jeng. Do you realize Mrs. Jeng's sale is the first for nearly 2 weeks?
Delia, you're looking rough.
Didn't sleep well?
Didn't sleep at all. I spent the night with the kid.
So we should have a result by now.
I don't know, Chief. I mean, if Delia can squeeze it out of him. A confession, I mean.
Stop right there. Galia is no thief. I'm sure of that. Something he mentioned made me think of paying a visit to Banjul Electrical.
Mr. Sars?
That's right.
Mr. Sar has run Banjul Electrical for years. There is no way he could be involved in robberies.
No, but what's the one thing that all the recent robberies have in common?
Every item that have been stolen is electrical.
So if anyone should know anything about
electrical goods going in and around Banjul, it should be Mr. Sar.
Thank you. How did it go with Joseph last night?
Not too good.
No?
He was fast asleep when I got there and he was fast asleep when I left this morning.
I only deal in new goods. I stopped dealing in second hand 15 years ago.
Have you noticed anything unusual in the trade?
Recently, my business slowed down. I have my first decent order from a lovely lady, Mrs. Jeng, just yesterday.
So where's the competition coming from?
I have heard the second-hand shops are doing well. Cheap imports too.
Second-hand shops? Who's supplying them?
I guess there are lots of people out there with old fridges.
If you think of anything that can help, please call us.
Don't worry. We'll be in touch straight away. Won't we, Ibrahima?
Oh, of course, Mr. Sir. Anything we can do to help.
Where would you go if you want to buy stolen electrical goods?
A shop called Stolen Electrical Goods?
But as there are no shops called that in Banjul, the next best guess would have to be
a second-hand shop.
It's another robbery, Chief.
It's the same kind, over Latrikunda Way. Thank you.
Chief?
How did you get on at Mrs. Saab's?
We're following up on a hunch that all these goods that have been stolen must have a retail outlet somewhere in town.
Well, if there's one, it's just been restocked. I want you to get over to Latrikunda Way. And Mrs. James has just called in to report a robbery.
What's been taken?
Same ram, TV, video, fridge freezer, washing machine. Look, Delia.
Chief?
I'm going to let Galia go. He's not a woman, is he?
No, he's not, Chief.
We've got to get on top of this, Delia. I've got the commissioner breathing down my neck for results. Mrs. Jang is his sister-in-law.
Where to?
Latrikunda. It's another clear out.
So what have you got for me? Nothing? Let me know the minute you get a new one.
Majigay, good to see you again.
Don't majigate me. Those goods you sold me a week ago, you should have at least made them theft-proof.
What are you saying?
I was robbed of all my electricals 2 nights ago. I can't keep my milk cold.
But how?
I haven't even taken the TV out of the box yet.
So who was in the house through the night?
Just me and the maid. My husband is away on business.
Were all the items stolen electrical, Mrs. Jang?
Yes, we have an expensive stereo system right here. It was my husband's prized possession.
Don't worry, man. I'll lend you a fridge, a kettle, and a telly until you sort yourself out. And I'll get Ibrahim to make a fresh cup of tea for you. Ibrahim!
Yes, Commissioner. I have sent my best men to see Mrs. Jang. In fact, they have just arrived back from there. I'm sure we will soon have some positive results. You can be assured of that. And what have you got?
A headache and a sore throat.
Besides?
Whoever cleared out Mrs. Jai's cleared out Mrs. Jang's.
And Mr. Chance, and Mrs. Gasamas, Mr. Jarvis, not to mention Mr. Young and Mr. Faiz.
Delia and I talked it over, and we think we've worked it out.
Go on.
We need an empty house for a night.
Grandma, look what Dad bought me.
Lovely.
I completely forgive him now.
You're happy with your kid?
Very.
There's no way on earth.
Come on, Fatu. Make yourself useful for a change.
Now that's not fair. I'm your big sister and you're supposed to show me respect.
I didn't mean it like that. I swear. It's just that I need your help.
Look, I know you are going to keep me here until I give in. So just this once, okay?
Good day to you, madam. Ibrahim at your service.
Good day.
This is identical to the one they stole from me 2 nights ago.
These are popular. I was lucky with this one. It was imported with the body damaged. Apart from that, it's in perfect order. The retail new one at $5,000.
Oh, I know that.
But to you, I'll call it $2,500.
So that's one fridge, washing machine, blender, oven, stereo system, and a microwave oven.
Don't forget the alarm clock radio. I'll take that with me.
Deliver to this address at Cape Point.
Correct.
That will be $75,000. How will you pay?
Cash?
You're not gonna believe this, but I've just sold the television back to the lady we took it from. She didn't have a clue.
We have got a juicy one tomorrow night. It pains me to do this one. You should see the girl. She is lovely.
Where's the job?
Cape Point. Anyway, I will speak to you later.
So he took the bait.
Well, he's delivering tonight.
That wasn't so bad.
Please take a seat.
I'm okay.
So you bought it all?
Yes, everything you told me to, including this.
Good guy.
I know someone who really needs one of these.
Too easy.
Where is everything?
It wasn't active when I came here last night.
Hold it right there.
So it's not only electrical goods you deal in, huh?
A regular Aladdin's cave. Chief, we'll call the victims list when we get back and see how much of this stuff is stolen.
It was obvious, really. We've recovered all of Mrs. Jen's goods, but I'll have a full report prepared for you Monday morning.
Chief?
I want a full report on the second-hand stores robberies first thing Monday morning.
We'll have a full report on your desk Monday.
How could you do this to me, Ibrahima?
It was not to you, it was to your customers.
I run a business. What you do to my customers, you do to me.
I've got an alarm clock for you back at the station.
He should find that useful when he starts college.
College?
Galia, you are like an only son to me. I would want the best future for my only son. I can pay your college fees if you want me to.
Oh yes, Mrs. Jan, you have been kind to me.
You are not a natural watchman, Galia.
Delia! Delia! Can you please get that for me? I'm in the shower. It's Bojan. He's early.
Oh, my lovely. May I kiss your hand? Excuse me, madam.
You'll be safe right there until Fatu is ready for you.